I would say this relates to anyone. Again, that's why, with anybody, we really see veterans and just the general population that are navigating Medicare. But walk me through what happens if somebody decides to skip Medicare Part B for whatever reason. They decide to, and they end up in the ER. These type of things happen. And these are, again, back to what we talked about earlier. These are things that we don't control.
Right.
Right? If you go into the ER, it's usually because you didn't plan for it. Right? But what happens if you collapse and there's somebody else around, a neighbor, a friend, a family member, and a good Samaritan. They're calling, and that ambulance is coming and picking you up, and you're going to the hospital. So in that situation, what's going to happen?
That's a great question. So it actually will go back to, what is the emergency room stay and where does it fall under Medicare? And why is skipping Part B significant? Well, emergency care is considered a medical service, which falls under Part B of Medicare.
Which is, again, the part that somebody would potentially have some pain around. I don't want to pay the price for it, so I'm just going to do away with it.
Exactly. And that's what I was going to say, is that, just like you mentioned, the only reason they wouldn't want to do it is because they don't want to pay for it. That's really what it comes back to. They don't want to pay for it. They don't understand how it actually works. And so people think that, I'm going to the hospital, it's going to be under my Part A hospital coverage of Medicare. It's not. It's considered an outpatient service. Now, if they're there and they end up getting admitted, that's another story. But if they're in the emergency room and they're under observation, it's outpatient. It's Part B. So that fundamentally means that if they didn't take Part B, they have no coverage. Guess who's eating the entire bill? That person that went there, whether it's a veteran, as you mentioned, it could be anybody. A civilian that goes to the ER and they don't have that coverage in place, they're eating the whole bill. And I had a client who went there and just in 4 hours of being at the ER racked up over $10,000 in bills.
And for the average person, that could really drastically impact them in retirement. I mean, we're not even going off, and it's not the weeds, it relates, but to the financial resources somebody's accumulated to retire on, right, to start living on. Somebody has to dip into those potentially in a down market, pulling money out, they're compounding their losses. And they say the number one cause of bankruptcy for seniors in retirement is due to an unexpected medical bill. Again, caveat to that. Emergency, right? Emergencies, things that we don't plan
Unexpected.
for. Which goes back to, again, hope for the best,
right?
But plan for the worst.